Hello friends, this is Dale Collins with the Mount Zion Media Ministry, presenting our daily prayer scripture group online video version. These videos about prayer being a blessing to you, we appreciate you sharing them around the world, liking them, and commenting if you would like. Today's thought's very powerful, and it simply is that David cried unto the Lord when he was in the cave. Again, David cried unto the Lord when he was in the cave. Here is the psalmist David and his story. We're going to look at it in the book of Psalms today, and it's found in Psalm 142, verse 1 down a ways, and we want to read it. It's a prayer of David when he was in the cave. I cried unto the Lord with my voice. With my voice unto the Lord did I make my supplication. Here we find the psalmist David. He's retreated inside this cave. Here he is. And he's crying out to the Lord with his voice. And with his voice, he makes his supplication unto God. I want to read these verses today because I think they're really awesome. Verse 2 said, I poured out my complaint before him. I showed before him my trouble. Here he is. He's just a man after God's own heart. And he's crying out to God with his voice while he's in this cave. And he's showing the Lord his trouble. And he's pouring out his complaint and his problems before the Lord. It said, when my spirit was overwhelmed within me, then thou knewest my path. In the way wherein I walked, they have privately laid a snare for me. These scriptures could be applied to the saints of God's life today. No doubt there's a time in every one of us' life when we feel like that we've been pressured back up into a cave. The pressures of life are overwhelming. And here we are, just seemingly back up in a cave. Only one way out. It's dark up in the cave, and it's lonely oftentimes. And no telling all the emotions and things that was going through his mind while he's up in this cave. Just like goes through our minds when we are going through the trials of our faith. But listen what he said here. He said, they laid a snare for me. But he said, I looked to my right hand and beheld, and there was no man that would know me. And refuge failed me. No man cared for my soul. There are times, no doubt, when many of us have felt this way, and will perhaps again, that just nobody cares, that nobody understands, and that nobody would even know him, he said. It's a sad day for David. But notice he said in verse 5, I cried unto thee, O Lord. I said, thou art my refuge, and my portion in the land of the living. It begins to turn around. This story is turning around here in the middle of this cave. He said, you're my refuge, and you're my portion in the land of the living. And friend, he's our refuge today, and our portion in the land of the living. In verse 6 says, attend unto my cry, for I am brought very low. There are things that happen in life sometimes that brings us down. It brings us very low. It keeps us humble. It humbles us, the things in life. But notice here what he said. Deliver me from my persecutors, for they are stronger than I. There are times when we look out across the world and we think, what difference does it make? What little that we're actually doing, what difference does it make? We're so at odds. The odds are just against us and stacked against us, and the pressures is great and unbelievable. In his case, he was being persecuted. He's in a cave. He said, for they are stronger than I. It looks like our enemies are stronger than us today. But friend, greater is he that's in us than he that's in the world. And you and the Lord makes a majority. Notice the last psalm here in this verse. It said, verse 7, bring my soul out of prison. In other words, bring my soul out of this cave. Bring my soul out of this situation that I'm in. Friend, the Lord will bring you out of the cave. He will bring you out of the situation you're in. David didn't stay in the cave. David came on out of the cave and had a wonderful life. Notice here he said, bring my soul out of prison, that I may praise thy name. The righteous shall compass me about, for thou shalt deal bountifully with me. He's laying out his complaints to start with in this dark cave. But by the time he's over with, he's praising the Lord, saying, thou shalt deal bountifully with me. And he will with you too, friend, if you will just live a life of prayer. Spend time each day seeking the Lord first, and pray and talk to Him. It'll make a great difference in your life. No matter what you're going through, the Lord will bring you through it, and in the end, deal bountifully with you. This is Dale Collins with the Mountainside Media Ministry, encouraging you to have faith in God and to live so God can bless you and use you. Thanks for watching.